Hello and welcome to Sonoma Raceway. It's loud. Cars are going around the autocross over here. We have cars out on track behind me, and it's sort of Holley's event to show all of this love for electric. Holley, of course, is a Holley right here, a long-time performance aftermarket brand producing parts for a whole bunch of different cars. And now you can see actually they're here hosting an electric specific event. So what do you say you join me? Let's go around and take a look at some of the cars that are here. I kind of want to showcase the modifications you can do, sort of the personalization you can have in regards to an electric vehicle. So let's head out. Let's look at some of these EVs. It's going to be pretty insane, police cars to dragsters, and we'll see some cool cars. So we have some cars here that we're going to be checking out. Take a look at this thing. Looks like it's probably riding on air ride, sitting nice and low, lip underglow. That's a crazy Model S. Then we have a Model 3 over here, aftermarket front bumper, wheels. Looks similar to titanium lug nuts perhaps. Take a look at that, quite interesting. Inside, they've done the Model 3 yoke steering wheel, which I'm not a fan of, but maybe some of you guys are. I think that's kind of silly. People are really going crazy with these things, aren't they? Look at that, pretty insane. You can see here the Holley high voltage experience in the back of this Tesla. Wow. The Tesla Club SoCal, of course, is a very enthusiastic bunch of owners. They modify their cars. It's a younger audience than most Tesla owners clubs. You can see here a Model S that's been turned into a sheriff's police vehicle. I don't know if this is a patrol car. I do know it's an owner and he is involved with law enforcement, and no tax dollars, of course, were used to support this vehicle. But really cool to see this being done, and it's an older Model S on some aftermarket wheels, and of course it's got the lights, and thank you, Will, for opening the door. You can see inside, it's all pretty standard. Some LED lights down here. Looks like you have your, they went with the federal signals. I'm more of a wheeling guy personally, but that is pretty sweet. Take a look at that. Nice light bar on the roof. You want to light it up? Yeah, let's hit some sounds. This is my friend Will, who of course is very involved with Tesla Owners Club SoCal.
A police dog will be released shortly to conduct a search. For your safety, please exit the area immediately and locate the nearest police officer.
So they have pre-programmed messages in there. That one was, they got bad boys now. And of course the full siren. Gotta love that. That is so cool. Imagine being pulled over by one of these. Thank you so much, Will. I appreciate it. This is my friend Zach's Model 3 Performance. It has a larger brake kit from Unplugged Performance. It looks like it has the factory track pack wheels for Model 3. It has some other small modifications to it as well. Paint's in really good shape, of course, but then you can see an unplugged rear bumper here. It's also, I believe, on lowering springs. Looks really nice. Zach's, of course, very heavily involved on Twitter. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure it's Black Model 3 is his handle. Wow, this thing looks wild, doesn't it? Dual motor with the underline means it's a performance Raven car probably. And yeah, it's on some sticky tires. Looks like we have interior modifications, possibly Alcantara. Wow, that is crazy in there, isn't it? You know, living in Colorado, we see a lot of Teslas, but not a lot of modified Teslas. By the way, this live wire over here, sorry for rolling. This is a really interesting bike. This one actually set the electric cannonball record for motorcycles. It was not in the traditional route. It was Portofino to Red Ball, but awesome guy. This is the owner here. He has a Lucid on order, of course, and this is just a awesome bike, a really cool story. Electrify America DC fast charging, of course. You can charge right up here. There's a CCS port, and it's the live wire by Harley. You know, it's probably the best example of an electric motorcycle on the market. I think it's at least the best one to do some long distance trips in. And of course, it's proven here by the Cannonball. Of course, you guys know we are Cannonballers, so great to meet another enthusiast here. Let's continue down the line because we have a lot of cars to get to. Crazy wrap on a Model Y. We're going to see a lot of those, just kind of stock Teslas with crazy wraps. New Model S Plaid driven by a longtime drag racer. I just spoke to the owner. He loves this car really fast. He just put aftermarket wheels on it, but he's been drag racing, I think, since the 50s, he said, and now this is, you know, one of the fastest cars he's had. He's very impressed by it. Model Y here with a spoiler on the back. Don't ask me why. That looks interesting. I saw them out on track in that yesterday. Here we have a Model 3 Performance that has set some lap time records here. It's got a cage in it, I believe from Unplugged Performance. And then we have another Model Y. And yeah, looks pretty good. Just a standard Y here. Nothing too crazy. All right, this is going to be a long one, but let's see some more modified crazy vehicles. We got some gnarly ones over here. I see a lifted Model 3 over there. So let's continue. Forgive me for not having all of the information, but I figured it'd be kind of fun to have you guys see, you know, everyone's interpretation and modification style with their cars. So here we're coming in. You can see a Model S right here. Perhaps it's a Performance. Is it a Plaid? Hard to tell. Doesn't seem, maybe it is because it looks pretty wide. So let's take a look. Black brake calipers, of course, on new Plaids. And so yes, here we go. It is a Plaid Model S. I guess I could have also guessed by the black around all of here. So that's pretty cool. See our charging situation here. They have a big generator feeding these cables. So all of these cars are charging off of combustion, I guess would be the case. Kind of sad, but you got to do what you got to do at tracks. Big thing here is just charging, but it is kind of funny that all these cars are charging on a combustion generator. This is one of my favorite cars here, of course. This thing is so awesome. It is the Bolt with just the best stance I've ever seen. So take a look at this. That has got to be amazing. I kind of want to get a Bolt and just autocross it out, of course. I think that'd be so much fun. So cool to see. Nice sticky tires. This thing was out there on the drag strip. It was out, I believe, for the track session as well. Really cool to see. And now we have an old truck. Take a look at this. It's an old Fleetside. This thing is so cool. Not sure what powers it. Looks like Model S bricks back here, perhaps. The inverter, J1772 charging port, of course, leading over to this big transformer power distribution center under the hood. Interesting. So they went with the front mounted, connected to probably the existing transmission. So you can see that right there. Really cool. Amazing how much room you go from having a giant combustion engine to then just having all that extra space to work with. So interesting. Model 3 Performance here with the transponder on the front. This is for some lap times when they go past the little checker you can see. Of course, charging on the NLX juice box. We've had a lot of experience with those chargers, of course, so we're pretty familiar. Matte wrap black Model 3. Looks pretty awesome. And this is from St. Louis, of course. My friend John over here owns this car. And yeah, looks awesome. And ripping it out there on track in this particular car. So gotta love that. Super cool. Now we have a Mustang, probably 2007 to 2009 would be my guess, with a Model S rear drive unit in it. That is just insane. If you guys think we should build an electric car, let us know. I'm kind of thinking it'd be really amazing to put together, and we're getting some thumbs up and yeses here, to do a build. Maybe we should see if we can make a normal smart car electric and see if it can race our factory electric smart car. If it doesn't do wheelies, it's not fast enough. Here's my friend Will's Tesla Model S Performance. This is a Raven Performance, essentially the next iteration after P100D. Pretty fast car, of course, running about almost 130 miles an hour in the quarter mile. And then this is one of my favorite cars here, just this crazy built car. Of course, we've seen this car in the Rich Rebuilds channel. The guys who also built this, forgive me for forgetting their name, they also have a YouTube channel where they built cars. This thing was out there on the autocross track as is, and it looked good. This thing's like set up for dirt, so I really think it's just gonna be absolutely amazing to get this car on dirt. We should meet up with these guys. We gotta chat with them, see if we can do some stuff. Nice new Model 3 Performance on the factory wheels. You can see the wheel cap covers are off. That's just to check your lug nuts and stuff. Another Model 3 dual motor right here. Model S, probably a Plaid perhaps. Fans are going crazy. It's probably driven hard or it's cooling itself down. Gotta love that. And that means it's being driven properly. Take a look here. We have a Kia Niro EV. That's a surprise. Wasn't expecting to see one of those with a trailer hitch. That's kind of cool. Good car. About a 70, let's think about this, 64 kilowatt hour battery pack, I want to say. 75 kilowatt charging, right around there. Not a bad car, of course. Then we, of course, have just another sort of standard Model 3 in blue, and then we get this Taycan, which is looking proper, looks really good. You can see here charging on J1772, of course, some aftermarket wheels here. Have to say, I don't think this car is really set up too properly. It's a Taycan Turbo, and I'll explain why this is the best track spec, but it looked super understeery on track. Just did not look like it was handling that well, and I think that's just due to the modifications that have been made to this car, sort of messing around with it a little bit. Porsches really are naturally balanced out of the box. So take a look at this. This is a turbo with the non-ceramic brakes, but the surface-coated brakes, which are sort of a tungsten-coated brake rotor, which is really cool. It has the non-power charging port, which is perfect for track use, because then this little slot right here actually acts as an air scarf. If you get the power charge port, you lose that. So probably the best spec here for track use. And it just goes on. You can see Model 3s driving around the autocross track over here. What do you say we go see if we can see some more cars? We'll kind of keep it Tesla oriented. And then of course we'll head over that way to see some more. So you can see here my friend Drew from Martian Wheels rolling on their new track pack wheels. That thing looks awesome. It's tearing up the track, really crazy fast setup on some Nankang performance tires too. That's pretty insane. And Drew, of course, is just a great driver. So he's pretty much crushing everyone as usual. It's the thing, if you ever go to a track event with Drew, you will lose. And now he makes those Martian wheels. And so this looks pretty cool. A couple little modifications here. Interesting front Tesla thing here. I don't know, you guys let me know. Do you like these front grille replacements? I guess this is Tesla of Silicon Valley's little showcase here. Some airbag Teslas here. That's pretty interesting. It's interesting to see people take their own impression of what, you know, a Model 3 can be. It's really, honestly, probably one of the most sterile cars you can buy. I own one, they're great. I'm not saying they're not great cars. It's just not that exciting. It's not that personalized, personable. It's not, it's more like an iPhone on wheels or a washing machine with wheels. It's an appliance. And then of course you can see what can happen when you can go crazy and build these really insane ones. This is one of my favorite ones here. Of course, I think the color is perfect. This one's been out on the skid pad, of course. You can see the air tank up front, which is just absolutely awesome. And yeah, it's gonna be cool to watch this thing go around on the skid pad. Maybe we'll get some shots, maybe not. This thing is pretty cool. What is this called? A V0? I love it. That's awesome. I have no clue what it is, but it looks great. And that's pretty cool, of course. So gotta love that. Let's go see what else we can find over this way. I see I don't know, nothing crazy. Bolt EV, how about that? Not on fire. That's shocking. I'm just joking. Can I get a hell yeah, brother? Look at this Prius. That thing is sick. No way. I love everything about that Prius right there. This is so cool. Look at that front lip on it. You can see all the sponsors down the side. The little roof scoop. The Gen 2 Prius, of course. Gotta love it. You get the lip in the rear. Yeah, this is the coolest car here. It really is. And it's got the exhaust on it too.
Sounds like a sewing machine on steroids.
Could you give it a rev?
They don't really rev, but we'll see what we can do.
Hell yeah, let's see what this thing's got.
I'll put it in battery mode and then we'll go.
Okay, let's see. So we're gonna move the mic down here to the exhaust. Let's see if it starts up here in a second. This is this is great, of course. That Atkins cycle 4-cylinder really sounding rowdy there. Look at the tack. Does the tack work?
Oh yeah.
No way, really?
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna put a tack in, you gotta make it work.
That's awesome. Sir, I really love your project. This is definitely one of the coolest cars here. Nice work on it. And I know it's a full EV event, but I gotta say, that's right up my alley. Love the weird stuff, and that's totally awesome. Nice work on building that machine.
Thank you, sir.
Let's see what else we got. Cruising along to more things as that Plaid is in full emergency braking on the autocross track. We are heading over to the Holley booth. This is amazing. Of course, Holley is putting on this event for electric vehicle owners, and have to say, thanks to those guys for really putting together such a great event, in my opinion. Holley has been a long-time performance parts supplier for a whole bunch of vehicles, and now it's great to see them getting into electric cars. You can see some wheels here, and even an I-Pace on track. How about that? Gotta love that. And actually one of the best handling electric SUVs that no one knows about. Nice selection of wheels, aftermarket upgrades here through one of their companies that they own right there. And yeah, all looks pretty cool. Nice work. Gotta love that. And yes, we got this cool truck over here. Oh, how could I be forgetting to show you this? Get ready, nice slant nose 911 just with the wide body on here. Looks so sick. These wheels are insane. Brixton forged, of course. That is just the coolest thing, of course. Take a look at this Chevy pickup with a electric front motor inside of it. Oh, that is just so neat. Model S up there. Gotta love that. That is so cool. Now we are over here at the AEM booth. AEM is one of my favorite aftermarket companies. They're really cool. They provide, of course, these sort of dash, basically visualization screens, so you can see things like your 12-volt battery, your high voltage pack, different configurations. You can see it goes all the way down from smaller to bigger ones. You can see this particular one's probably for a combustion vehicle. This one looks like it's for a, battery electric vehicle. Very cool. You can see they also have different BMS systems, different VCUs. They provide a motor and inverter package, which is controlled and sort of signaled over here by one of these VCU looking units. You can see there's different models for different applications. You can see some of the electric visualization displays here, which is really awesome. This is a motor by Cascadia. If you're not familiar with Cascadia, they actually build some crazy high quality stuff in motorsports and racing for a long time. You can see here, this is one of their packages I guess you can purchase. Over here is a Model S drive unit, looks like a rear drive unit. And interestingly too, it looks like they've gone through and added an AEM controller here to the inverter side of the motor, which is really cool. And then you have, of course, you can have your park reverse neutral drive, and this just bypasses all the Tesla stuff for conversions and hot rods. This is an area I want to get into covering more. I think it's really interesting, really intriguing as to how much effort's being going into this space over here. Now, there's some really spicy stuff on the other side of that trailer. We'll get over there, but take a look at this project over here. It's a Camaro with a full electric drivetrain, totally bespoke, totally custom. You can see here, excuse the speakers being so loud there. This thing was out there shredding up the track. It's absolutely amazing, so fast, really cool, and just drifts like a monster. And then we have two Hyundai Elantras, not electric. Let's see what else we can find. On this side over here, you can see an electric dragster. That thing is totally insane. That's really cool, actually. Over here is a Mustang that's electric. Everything's electric powered. Willwood brakes on this thing. That is super cool. Take a look at this. It's got a Tesla drive unit in it. Is that front driven? I think it might be a four-wheel drive Mustang with Model S battery packs under here. Take a look at this. That is so cool. Holy crap. It's just batteries, the entire floor. No way. That is wild. Another rear drive unit. Yep. Dual motor, all-wheel drive. Look at how they've done the suspension setup on that. That is right up my alley. I would love to drive this. Maybe we got to see if we can arrange for that. That is wild. And then you get over here to Switch. I actually was talking to some of these guys earlier today. They're really neat. They're 25 to 35 kilowatt hour battery pack cars, rear motor, of course. They're great for schools, for people to learn about electric cars. To me, I would just like to drive one. They're totally street legal. It's super cool. You can see here 3 seats in this particular one, wood steering wheel. You guys know I'm a huge fan of the Morgan three-wheeler, and this just brings some of those vibes into the electric space. But then you can bring 2 extra people along for the ride. That is so cool. Tesla's actually here, one of the local sales centers, just with vehicles on display, so that's really great to see. Over here is Revolt Systems. This is pretty cool. This right here is essentially a Mustang chassis with a bespoke Model S drive unit, carbon fiber drive shaft, insane. They basically took the 67 Mustang, I want to say, anyway, mid-60s Mustang, pulled it off, and there's your chassis. Pretty simple, but pretty insane. Says this thing will smoke the tires, so you gotta love that. And they also built this, which is the world's fastest electric car, I believe, or the highest top speed, 350 miles an hour, if I remember correctly. Yes, 353.87. That's an average speed. Totally insane monster over here. You can see a Model Y on the Model 3 referral or track pack wheels, depending on how you share that. Some crazy cars over here. Of course, more modified Teslas, so you gotta love that. So cool, of course. And then this right over here is a fully electric truck. That is so cool. Looks like this thing's just been to hell and back, which is amazing. Totally battery electric. I don't know what else to say about it. EV West, maybe they had a hand in it. Not familiar with this particular project, but man, do I want to be, because that thing is just so cool. You can see here some of these kit, totally bespoke vehicles over this way. Every Model 3 you can imagine. And then we're just nearing the end over here. You can see the Ford F100 coming around the corner right there. That's a full Mustang Mach-E drivetrain in a bespoke and custom built old F100 chassis. One of my favorite vehicles here, and of course one of the SEMA cars this year for Ford. Just a really, really cool truck in general. You can see the Cobra Jet 1400. This thing will pop wheelies. It's so fast, really insane drivetrain. And I think one of my favorite applications for electric is showing the speed. And of course this thing will just rip. So, and it sounds really cool driving around, which is kind of neat as well. So gotta love that. Of course the F100. Then we'll finish it off on a high note here with some cool Ford stuff. Take a look at this Mach-E 1400 full drift machine, full crazy spec. This thing's just a monster. Of course, you guys have seen us cover this vehicle, sorry, and just running in front of people by accident. You know, you can put people in this car, go for a ride, and just totally shred. So you gotta love that. And then of course you get regular Mustang Mach-E extended range all-wheel drive and Mach-E GT right over here. This one's the performance pack, so sits about 10 mils lower than the normal car, has active dampers with mag ride on this car. We've reviewed this car, of course, so you can head over to a previous video on this and see how this car handles. Of course, you know, it's got the 99 kilowatt hour battery pack, 88 usable, all the specs, you guys know the deal. And then we got the Peterbilt Ford truck. Can't wait till we start seeing electric semi-trucks out there. The cars are out there on the autocross course. The fast cars are out on the big track on the other side of this grandstand here. The electric DeLorean is back. We'll have to shoot all these cars. I kind of just want to shoot individual exposés on. We'll see how much time we have. Model 3 ripping around out there. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.